This is number 5 from our Writing Equations of Trig Functions packet. And in number 5, we're going to write the equation of a cosine graph as described to us in the problem. So I need to identify one full period of cosine. So I'm going to go from a max to a max. So that is my full period of cosine that I'm going to use. So let's start with identifying the midline. The midline is the halfway distance between the max and the min. So we have our midline right here. Identifying our midline helps us to start with the amplitude. The amplitude is that distance between the max or min and the midline. So our amplitude will be 3. Next, let's identify the period. The period is how long it takes to go one full cycle. So we need to identify these points from the starting point to the ending point. Well, my graph is counting by pi over 8. So if this is 1 pi over 8, 0, then this would be negative pi over 8 on the other side. So for one full period, we start at negative pi over 8, and we're counting by eighths, basically. So we have negative pi over 8 to 0, 1 pi over 8, 2 pi over 8, 3 pi over 8, 4 pi over 8, 5 pi over 8, 6 pi over 8, 7 pi over 8. So this point is at 7 pi over 8. So now I can subtract 7 pi over 8 minus negative pi over 8 to get my distance in between. So 7 pi over 8 minus negative pi over 8 is 8 pi over 8, which simplifies to pi. So my period is pi. Next, for the phase shift, I'm going to notice that from the y-axis, my graph has shifted to the left. So it's only moved one space horizontally, and since our graph is counting by eighths, then that means we have gone negative pi over 8 for our phase shift. And finally, let's do the vertical shift. So our vertical shift takes our midline from 0 up 2, so our vertical shift will be plus 2. So now that we have all of these characteristics, we can start solving for b and c. So I'll use b first. I'll take 2 pi over b, which is my formula for period, and set it equal to the period that we found, which is pi. I'll multiply both sides by b, divide by pi, and b is equal to 2. So now that I have b, I can solve for c. c over b, which is 2, is equal to my phase shift that we found, negative pi over 8. Multiply both sides by 2, we have negative 2 pi over 8, which simplifies to negative pi over 4. So that is our c value. Now that we have a, b, c, and d, we can start writing our equation. So we have y is equal to 3, which is our a, cosine of b, which is 2 times x, then plus pi over 4, and then finally add in our vertical shift. And that is our equation for cosine. Just remember that since our phase shift went left, that our phase shift is represented negatively, but once you plug in a negative into our equation, we get a positive inside the parentheses. Okay, and that is our equation for cosine, so we are done.